Mariano Agnew with the final bell, and I am joined by Joseph Chisholm, J-Elite. J-Elite, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Ready
Ba-
for the 15th?
Back at it, man. Very busy, active year last year. How many times are you trying to fight this year?
At least 6 times.
Yeah.
No less than 5 for real.
Yeah.
So this January, have my 4th fight in January. So I ain't gonna lie. The goal is to get 10 fights by the end of the year. If Jimmy puts me on the cards, but that would be nice to have be 10-0 by the end of the year.
Yeah. So tell me, describe like the first year of your career. What's it been like so far? Like as far as your expectations and how it's going.
The first year, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it actually was a success only because I went through so much that year.
Yeah.
Like between just a whole lot. We'll get into another time, but I went through a lot that year. So then when I had my first fight in June, it was like a whole 360. Like, yeah, I knew I signed pro, and this is what I've been doing since forever.
Right.
But it was really time to, start taking it serious. So then after that, when I had my first pro fight, it just put a whole switch on my gear because now it's really time to get serious.
Mm-hmm.
But it really was a successful year. I fought first fight January 15th.
Yep.
First round knockout in a minute. Second fight September 15th. Another stoppage first round. Then my third fight was November 2nd, which was my biggest stoppage, and that was another first rounder. So the whole year was a complete success. It just made me know what I was getting into and what I really wanted.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And just looking at the way you performed in all 3 of those outings, I mean, it was electrifying. I told you that after our last meeting, and I think you're one of the top prospects, not just in CS boxing, but definitely across this region, all of the Northeast, and probably nationally, right? You're very young, so I feel like there's a lot of room to improve anyway, right? So you can take your time. But I'm not sure if they're going to be able to put up opponents against you, man. I feel like you've been blazing through them so far.
So now that you say that, talk to the promotion a little bit. They definitely said they was going to have to start stepping up my competition opponents, which is all good. That's what we're here for. I want to fight people that's going to bring out my skill set and allow me to show the fans and everybody, what I'm really made of. But that is a great thing because I'm ready for that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually ready for that. Unfortunately, my last opponent had to step out, and he was gonna be a stepping stool just for that.
Yeah.
But it's all right. After this fight, I'm going to definitely move up in competition and rounds. So.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about your gym and like where you train. Who are the fighters that are coming out of there? All
right. So in my gym, I fight out of Statford, Connecticut, in Chick Boxing Club. Mm-hmm. My dad happens to train me, Martin Chisholm. But there's a lot of like amateurs in my gym. So, but there is one person. His name is Asan Glenn. I'm gonna have to come back to his last name. Yeah. But he's a kid, 25, 26 in my gym, and he's real good. Hopefully we get him a spot on the amateur.
Yeah, sure.
On the amateur side of February 15 because we did put his name in here. But Hassan is really a good prospect, honestly, from my gym.
Awesome.
But that's kind of the only person I could talk about right now because he's the oldest. Like, probably he's the closest to me coming into this professional arena.
Right. And just before we started this interview, we were talking a little bit about the recognition or lack of recognition that you feel Connecticut gets. Can you talk a little bit about Connecticut boxing?
Yeah, I could. So me growing up in the Connecticut LBC, I done been to all the shows, especially all the nationals. So growing up, going to nationals, there wasn't a lot of us from Connecticut that was even going, and let alone winning. Every time we went to nationals, out of like, whatever you say, to 10, 12, it was maybe like 2, maybe 3 people that won. Now, Connecticut has blown up. The little kids is really, I feel like they've been good. It's just, there's a new set, this new generation of kids is really focused, and they're good. Right. Now, to get on to the older people, the pros, Connecticut Ben had nasty pros, and I know that. I don't work with them. I done seen them. We Ben have nasty fighters out of the state.
Absolutely.
It's just I don't feel like they got the recognition that they deserve, but for whatever reasons,
Yeah.
but they are now. So that's what I could appreciate now.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
this card right now, there's at least like five of us from CT that's gonna put on, and
Definitely.
they're all nice. So
Yeah, I feel like the last great that we know of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be like maybe Chad Dawson, right? Bad Chad Dawson, which great talent.
yes, sir.
And probably the only reason why he sort of lost is because he came down in weight to fight Andre Ward back then, right? Which I thought was a bad move. It was better for like Andre Ward to come meet him at his light heavyweight division. And now, of course, Cordell Booker is going to be fighting for a world title against Sebastian Fundora at 154. So you guys might have a world, yeah.
That's a good.
With that,
stepping
so
stone
yeah,
for him.
exactly, and so you guys may have another world champion. As a guy who's looking to join that list of world champions in the future, where do you think? I know you're very young. Where do you think you'll settle in as far as like weight when it comes
Weight-wise,
to division?
Honestly, I want to snatch a belt at 122.
Mhm.
I can make 122 easily.
Yeah.
And I'd like to stay here for a little bit longer and really put an impact on this division, because there is some guys that's in this division that's nice, and they said they'd like to fight me. So I'll give them the opportunity, and vice versa. Like
Right.
it's an opportunity for me it's a stepping stone. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to elevate myself in the rankings. But honestly, I think I could probably go up to as high as 130, 135.
Yeah.
135 might be a track. It's not really, just maybe at the end of my career, but for sure I'm going to touch 130.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
And
I always say that because, like, a lot of people, they don't move up in weight because their height or their power or everything.
Yeah.
But my power carries over in weight. So
Yeah.
whatever weight class I'm in, my power, how do you say it? Like,
it comes with you, right?
yeah,
It comes
yes,
with you. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
That's the basic.
Absolutely.
Basic way of saying
Yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely. And final question: is there anyone in your division that you look to, that you say, that's a guy I want to fight sometime in the future?
I like be forgetting his full name. I like the Japanese kid.
No, yeah,
Me.
anyway, yeah, yeah,
I like the Japanese kid.
Yeah.
He fights. I think he goes from 122 to 126.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna say right now that
No,
that's
sure,
the fight
sure.
that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But definitely in the future, like, that's really, because I look at him. He's a great fighter. Nothing. I don't take nothing from him.
Mhm.
It's just I like to test myself on that type of level, because it's, from what it seems like, he's the best in 122 to 126. So I like to challenge that. That's definitely somebody.
High expectations, man. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good to have. What can fans expect on February 15, Love and War?
Another first round stoppage. I'm not gonna lie. I don't tell people that. I only tell my close family that. But it's more so, I seen the kid.
Mhm.
It is what it is. Like, once I feel when I'm in the ring and someone doesn't match my skill level, or they fold from a low shot, I know I'm gonna get them out of there. Now, bear with me. I will have better competition for sure coming up soon, especially this year. But this is just gonna be another stepping stone. So
Should be a big year for you
Yes,
this
sir.
year. Joseph Chisholm, J-Elite, February 15, Love and War,
Thank you.
Mohegan Sun.